Hello, I'm Toycat, and something you might not know is the fact that anything you put into the Minecraft seed box will eventually be converted into a series of numbers. We've covered this a few times before, but effectively it means you can only have numbered seeds, and you know what else you can only have numbers of? It's years in the real world. So right now it's the year 2019 AD, or CE if you prefer Common Era, although they both got different issues. So it's the year 2019, we can mostly agree in most parts of the world, and this right here is the seed you get if you type in 2019 into Minecraft. As you can see, the seed field says 2019, and therefore this is 2019's seed, and in my opinion, it's pretty representative of the year. It's an isolated island that's surrounded by pretty much nothing. It's lonely, it's desolate, it's tragic, there's an ocean around it, which, you know, seems as though it was a lot higher than the last time we checked, and we feel like we should really be doing something about that. All of these things are real issues you can see from 2019 represented in the in-game seed, and of course it's a pure coincidence, but this whole video is founded on turning that pure coincidence into a, look into the future. Because crystal balls on horoscopes and Chinese zodiac signs, they're all coincidences, but it doesn't mean they're not fun coincidences, so let's use this exact same logic of seeing how bad the 2019 seed is and just how useless it is for Minecraft survival, and let's try and work out how good 2020 will be based on the Minecraft seed. Although actually, I think psychics get a lot more business when they go, ooh, this is actually true. I really can work out how good 2020 will be based on the Minecraft seed. So I'm going to do that right now. This is a very realistic look into the year 2020 via Minecraft. So already, as you can see, there's a lot of green fields in 2020. It seems as though things were pretty bad in the last few years, but it's all going to go away in 2020, as we can tell based on this wonderful spawn location right between a mountain, a river, a little bit of a forest, and also a plains biome. And what's that? Even better, there's a ravine just over there. First, though, hello, I'm Toycat. Welcome back to Seed Sunday, weekly series where I show you seeds that are interesting and worth checking out in some way. This is the spawn location, as you've already seen. I mark it with a beacon, and this is a ravine which is literally this many blocks away from spawn. I mean, you can walk there without even realizing it in under 10 seconds, and I think that's wonderful because it is a mega ravine as well, it seems. So yeah, just bear in mind, 2020 might seem like it's smooth skies and green sailing. Smooth sailing and blue skies? It might seem like it's both of those things, but the truth is that, actually, there is a big ravine you're going to have to watch out for. If you think that it's smooth sailing, if you think it's blue skies, which it might look like at first, what's going to happen is you're going to end up falling into a ravine where, as you can see, there is lava, there is hard things for you to fall on, and falling on hard things is not fun most of the time. So yeah, there's a big old ravine you can fall into, and it might seem when you get to the bottom of this that there is no way out, but the truth is, there are ways out. There are very, very dangerous ways out, like this water fall, which is right next to a lava fall, but if you take that all the way up, then you can get most of the way out. It's just about looking for the ways out, rather than assuming, I'm right here at the bottom of a giant pit, and therefore, I'm always going to be at the bottom of a giant pit. That's not the 2020 lesson. The 2020 lesson is that there are ways out. You've just got to know where to look for help. Also, people like to say that being down is the worst, and you know what? There's, being down this low, definitely not a good thing, but those are the moments where you most grow from, like when you destroy everything in your life, rebuilding it back from scratch makes you realize what's important, and you might just find some gold in there while you're at it. So yeah, gold ores found all over the place, which is nice given this isn't a mesa biome where gold ore is most commonly found. And yeah, so besides the giant ravine, which you might fall into, and which maybe is a good thing, things are pretty smooth sailing otherwise. I don't know why I'm sticking to that word, but I said it, and now we are. What are you going to do about it, internet? You can't. So there is a giant plains biome found at spawn. You literally spawn in it, but it goes all the way in this direction. I can't stress the size of this plains biome. Because it's stretched between a lot of other biomes, you can have plains biome, pretty flat grounds to build in. You can have pretty, decent spawn rates for all the animals. You can have, access to a fair number of flowers. You saw some cornflowers earlier, but you can also, but you can also see some dandelions over here, if they're still called that. You can see some roses. You can see lots of different flowers, and you get a pretty picturesque view, which is nice. So yeah, 2020 gives you a pretty good start. You can see all this distance later. That is the mountain over there where we started. All this distance later, there's another huge ravine, a ravine which you almost have to get over in some way. I mean, you might get lucky and sidestep it into this flower forest, this very pretty, beautiful place, but realistically, you're gonna have to go over the ravine. Again, the trick is to know it's coming and be prepared for it. If you're not prepared for bad things to happen, then what happens is you fall right into them and you die. But you want to be prepared. You want to have some mechanism in place. Like this villager right here, who for some reason decided to build his house on the tiniest thing overlooking a ravine so that his front doorway literally overlooks the lava. Again, questionable decision, I might argue, but, you know, fair play to him. He does have 5 bits of bread and 2 apples, so he can make a giant apple sandwich if he wants to. That is still a thing we're doing for Seed Sunday, okay? As much as it annoys the editor here, the assistant, I guess, to be more precise. Is it still you know, whatever, you work out your own title. And yeah, this village really takes that message to heart that, like, you know what, as long as you know the danger's there, it's not really a danger, because look at these crops. I mean, why would you even do that? The actual answer is because the game generates the dirt around the village rather than the other way around, but it's still very interesting to see that there's just villagers roaming around a ravine, not something you'll see on every Minecraft seed, and something that is very interesting to see on this one, to say the least. So if you can get over the ravine, then you get a pretty decent village to reward you with. I mean, this is a healthily sized village, I would say, at the very least. Looking around here, you can see how, like, oh yeah, look how wonderful all the different villager houses are, but the most important thing you're going to want is always going to be the blacksmith chest. What free stuff will you get in 2020? What great fortunes will the year bring? Diamond horse armor and some apples. Literally it. You're not going to get a lot of quantity in 2020, but you're going to get some apples and some trees, which can grow more apples. And you know what? One of my favorite proverbs is, you know what the best time to grow a tree is? 20 years ago. You know what the second best time to plant a tree is? 19 years and 364 days. The actual second best time is today, but really it should be 19 years ago. But you know what? You know, proverbs don't care about technicalities, apparently. Anyway, so the crazy thing about the plains biome, which already stretches from those mountains 1,000 blocks away to here, is the fact that when the village spawns, it doesn't end the plains biome, and the plains biome continues. This is an endless, you know, pathway. If you want to continue doing the exact same thing, you'll be able to in 2020. That is a thing you can entirely do on this seed, which again is called 2020, is what we've been referring to this whole time. But if you want to, there are so many pathways off it, which can lead to slightly more interesting ways. In fact, at this point right here, you can turn left and you can find yourself a witch's hut just over there. But also if you turn right, you can see how there's another one found just over there. Let's give that a real quick zoom in. As you can see, witches' huts on both sides of you, which means you're going to see some witches in 2020. And you know what they say, witches get stitches, am I right? But yeah, I think realistically, even though there are 2 of these huts, don't waste your time, don't waste your money on witches in 2020. You know, that witches always seem like they're so important, but witches aren't that important in your overall life. Yeah, take that lesson, 88% of you who are male. So yeah, you have this giant plains biome, this giant option to do very little and have the path of least resistance be there, and a pretty good path of least resistance. And then from that, you get a lot of different forms of forest. You saw earlier with that default forest, you can see here there's a birch forest followed by a roof forest. And also around here, you're gonna see there's the second witch's hut, which is always interesting, right? And what is that? My brain can't even put that together. Oh, and you can also see parts of a mushroom floating in the sky. There's going to be something very odd that's going to happen in 2020. Is it going to be at this exact coordinate, or is it going to be elsewhere? You can work that out for yourself, but I have never seen this on a seed before, just part of a mushroom, generated in the middle of the air. I'm assuming it tried to generate on this lily pad, and then most of it got erased, but not these 9 blocks. What a weird, strange, wonderful thing, actually. So yeah, to bring things back close to spawn, you can really see how this seed is not a great contender for best seed of the year. Not a great contender for this is an amazing thing you need to check out. It's really interesting, and if you don't see it right now, you're going to regret it. This seed is honestly, as you can see from the direction from spawn we're heading, it's pretty average in every direction. It's a really easy, really basic seed that you might want if you just want a Minecraft seed that doesn't have all the annoyances of the 2019 seed, that doesn't have all these weird quirks to deal with. You will eventually find every biome in every direction, like on any other seed, and if you just want an average Minecraft seed, then good news, 2020's got that covered for you. You've even got yourself a pillager outpost about 800 blocks away from spawn. Not that I would say that's amazingly good. I'd say having it next to a village is maybe interesting to you. Maybe it's not though. You can work that out for yourself. But yeah, 2020, based on the Minecraft seed, is going to be really average. Are you looking forward to a good year for a bad year? Well, bad news, you get neither. But, you know, let's not stop the video there, because knowing that 2020, again, that's actually the seed right here, is going to be average, that's not good enough for me. So let's see what's going to happen in the year 3000. Because if memes on the internet are anything to go by, and if Busted's song The Year 3000, which you all know is the best pop song ever, are anything to go by, things are going to be crazy in the year 3000. Let's see exactly how crazy today. I actually am wildly curious on this one, because on average it's going to be a normal seed. But I just believe it's going to be something special. So I can now say I've been to the year 3000 and not much has changed, but they live underwater is in fact correct. But no, more seriously, 3000 is a really rough seed. It's only saved by the fact that you get one tree over here, so you don't need to have a bonus chest to get something going on. And oh, what is that? It is a wacky seed. So yeah, over there we've got a mesa biome too. I'm finding this one quite promising. Let's show you the year 3000, shall we? There's an ocean monument over there that we'll get into later. Don't worry, don't be like, Toy Cat, you missed ocean monument at 2148. I didn't, it's fine. So, hello, I'm IBX Toy Cat. Seed Sunday, Seeds Weekly, check out, good. Seed on screen right now, 3000. So hard to type, I know. One of those really complex seeds that is gonna take you a long time to manually put it in there. But for you, I can do that right now. And anyway, yeah, so this is the Seed 3000. As you can see, it's one of the most isolated, desolate seeds, or so it seems at first. You get an island, which is a plains biome, which is nice. You get another island, which is one of the ocean biome ones, if I'm not mistaken. But then there's a birch tree here, which is extra good, because you can start a tree farm. You can place a survival island here, and because on most render distances, you can't see most of this stuff. In fact, let me show you that now. If you play on what is the standard, render distance for the Switch and the Xbox, here's what your world will look like. You can see there's other islands, but they really don't have any value besides the sugarcane over there. You're going to look like you're entirely isolated, and you have to go pretty far before you can start to see the things that are in the distance, which is pretty cool in my opinion, that it looks like this. So yeah, you get a full-on survival island seed, and it's better than just regular survival island, because you know what's just over here? It is an ocean monument. That's right, one of the very closest things to spawn is an ocean monument, which is really handy. I'm sure anyone who's watched any one of my ocean monument videos knows why these things are important, but long story short, Elder Guardians, fun to kill. Long story short, Prismarine, one of the easiest ways to get that in the game. I guess by easiest way, I mean only way. But either way, also inside these, you'll always find yourself at least 8 gold blocks, which means all you have to do is find the big room, which in this case, it will vary depending on a few different factors. But over here, you can see 8 gold blocks, which is a free enchanted golden apple. You can't. But, if you wanted to go back in the past, then you would be able to craft that. Not that you can anymore. But yeah, sponges, plus gold blocks, plus Prismarine, plus Guardians is really interesting to have this because they're pretty rare structures. To have one this close to spawn, that is quite astounding actually. Additionally, not that far away from spawn as well. I usually don't focus on underwater things because there's just so many of them and like they're underwater. If you go into the water, you can find them not too much effort, especially if you have night vision. But yeah, there's actually a big old shipwreck inside of an underwater ravine. So that's always fun to see, right? Like, hey, this is maybe the thing that capsized it. Because these ravines are always filled with magma, which of course always drag you down. And you know what? Just like the friends that are still going to be hanging around in the year 3000, only contacting you when they need something, not because they want to know how you're doing, then this magma ravine is always going to be there, even all of these years later in all of these Minecraft seeds. Anyway though, the thing that really interests me here, because having a survival island is actually pretty nice. Having an ocean monument nearby, even better. Having these other things is good, including this coral by the way, which looks delightful. But let's head in this direction right here, towards this island with the sugarcane that I mentioned earlier, because as you might have seen before, there is in fact a mesa biome, and it's only about 300 blocks away, which is really far to swim. Do not try and swim this unless you have, self-harming tendencies, which in the year 3000, that's probably just normal by then. But yeah, if you want to get over here, you're going to find a very interesting mesa biome. It's pretty small compared to most Minecraft mesa biomes, for the Bedrock edition at least, and it also has one of these things right here, which is the sign of an abandoned mineshaft. They obviously didn't fully form, which is a shame, but still, to have an abandoned mineshaft spawn at all, pretty rare, and to have a mesa biome this close to spawn, also pretty darn rare, because mesa biomes, as we mentioned before, they're the best place to find gold. Gold ore, gold ore. Head through the cave, see some lava, other side of the lava, gold ore, gold ore. And yeah, long story short, you find a lot of gold ore in mesa biomes, and to have a big source of that close to spawn is great. In fact, this seed is good for gold in general. It's survival island, but with extra gold. And you know what? You might think this mesa biome's pretty tiny, like, oh, it's savannah biome. I'm so used to those. Those are so common. Well, good news. The mesa biome actually spreads across the ocean, and there's a second one, which is actually part of the same one, but there's more mesa biome over here, which means if you want to get these big old mountainy plateau things, you can get that. And then even crazier, something that is actually shocking me as I see it right now, The mesa biome then expands across an iceberg. In fact, it's surrounded on all sides by iceberg over here and over there. So, yeah, in the year 3000, you know, this is more proof, right? You might think like, oh yeah, fun little global warming joke you made there. I don't believe in global warming because I'm one of those 1% of people who refuses to listen to scientific consensus. That's fine, you know, you can disagree with whatever you want to in the world. But here's the thing. You can see how this iceberg entirely surrounded by mesa and this mesa entirely surrounded by iceberg. If you're going to disagree with all of the scientific information out there, then surely the least you can do is you can look at the Minecraft Seed 3000 and you can see how global warming has already gone too far. We need to stop things getting this bad, and that is just a fact about the world. But more importantly than life-changing decisions that could alter the course of humanity, which, you know, need be made under conditions that some are probably pushing for in a very extreme, very unrealistic way. We could also talk about the fact that, as you can see over here, there is a very interesting, you know, abandoned mine shaft in the mesa. That rare thing that, you know, was super uncommon to find earlier at all, it's actually formed over here, which means not only can you get gold, you can also get rails, and you can just see one of the rarest structures in the game on one of the rarest seeds in the game. So, yeah, I guess my superstition earlier that this would actually be a pretty, you know, interesting and unique Minecraft seed were not entirely off base. And yeah, as you can see, fun fact, Minecraft seed with huge mesa, fun fact, Minecraft seed with lots of warm biomes all very close to each other, and fun fact, survival island seed all found in the same place. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I hope you all enjoyed seeing a glimpse into the future. The thing we can really take from this is that, one, being superstitious is, you know, it's fine if you want to be, as long as you know what you're doing, right? Like, if you believe in insert giant deity here because you think it makes the world a more calming place, if it makes you do better actions to the other people in this place, why is that a bad thing? If you want to believe that, oh yeah, there is this person that can read your mind and put you at ease because they will tell you good things, why is that so bad? As long as you don't do negative things to other people as a result of the things inside your head, what does it matter what's inside your head, you know? That's always something I've thought, and that's something maybe you disagree with, but guess what? This is a Minecraft video, and that was all a joke. You got pranked. Really, my beliefs are that we should all, you know, seize the means of production. All the diamond axes should belong to the state. And just like the Soviet Union, superstition and religion are banned. Checkmate, people on the internet who thought I was making a good point. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I put a pizza in the oven at the start of this video. I'm going to go take it out right now. And I hope you take your pizzas out of your metaphorical ovens as well. And if you don't know what that means, then either do I. So have a nice day. Goodbye.